College campuses are supposed to be places where people can discuss ideas, including foreign policy, with civility and with the goal of understanding different perspectives and learning from their peers. This sort of environment is only possible when harassment, discrimination, and behavior that seeks to silence, intimidate, and dehumanize is not allowed.
I also had to pick my jaw off the floor when one of my colleagues on the other side of the aisle bemoaned the use of dehumanizing language on college campuses, because I have not forgotten what was said in a fear-mongering hearing on the dangers of trans Americans, right here in this committee. It was a hearing full of dehumanizing language. It made me sick, and as the only member of the LGBTQ community on this committee, I've not forgotten.
The gentlelady from Vermont is recognized.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. I'll be honest that many parts of this hearing have been extremely difficult to listen to. My grandfather, Leopold Balint, was murdered in the Holocaust, and my family has warned me my entire adult life that anti-Semitism is always lurking just below the surface. And we are seeing that today in stark relief in this nation, but also around the world. And so it's been personally difficult for me to sit through this, that here we are again. Here we are again. Now, it's been a long hearing, so I'm gonna just cut to the chase here. In these situations, it's best to just follow the money. Not the rhetoric, not the messaging, not the talking points, just follow the money. So, there is a clear policy solution to combating the rise of anti-Semitism and other abhorrent discrimination on college campuses, and that is to fully fund the Department of Education's Office for Civil Rights. Budgets, when you are in government, budgets are a statement of your values. How we spend money demonstrates what we really care about. And we should care about the rise in hateful speech and dehumanizing language in America generally, and specifically, as is the topic of this hearing, on college and university campuses. Fear-mongering and hateful speech isn't just destroying our communities, it's actually tearing this nation apart. And so we all have a part in that as well, all of us in Congress. So we can point fingers at college campuses, we can point fingers at what's happening in our elementary schools, but I would also say we have a part in that too, in putting an end to it. Now, it's my understanding that the Office of Civil Rights has already had a reported dramatic increase in Title VI discrimination claims in the wake of the terrorist attack on October 7th. Yet many of my colleagues on the other side of the aisle have proposed a significant funding cut to OCR. The Office of Civil Rights is one of the largest federal civil rights agencies in the country. It has over 500 staff who serve as attorneys, investigators, support staff. So it's been underfunded for years. And when it's underfunded, people who have cases, people who have claims, the staff's not there to do the investigation, to do the follow-up. So I would ask us to put our money where we say our values are. Now, a cut that has been proposed to the tune of reducing from $131 million to $105 million, that is a significant cut. It will have a detrimental impact on the ability of OCR to do its vital work. So again, I urge us all, follow the money. It seems like we are in a lot of agreement here on the things that are making us very uncomfortable. The antidote to speech we don't like is more speech. It's not shouting people down, it's not talking louder, it's not dehumanizing language. It is engaging in meaningful conversations when we have disagreements. It's that simple. So let's fund the office that is dedicated to making sure we're dealing with discrimination on college campuses. So I have 33 seconds. In that time, Ms. Burdett, can you just tell me what would be the ramifications if we were to cut from $131 million down to 105? Just really quickly, just give us a list of what's going to happen if that happens.
We know that when hate crime victims and students like these have no place to call, of course, that's a secondary victimization. It means the law enforcement can't respond to you. It means you have no recourse. Why would we take that away? If we are having a hearing, this isn't the PTA that has other tools. This is a House Judiciary Committee where I think we should look at what are the tools available. And we know where we have data about hate, and the Office of Civil Rights does data collection on what's happening in schools. Data, government's not a university. We collect data because when we know what's happening, we can intervene. We can put resources there. And if we're not here to talk about how the federal government can make my boy safer, then we could be at a PTA meeting or at another kind of organization meeting. And so the budget is a moral document. And I'm even saying it's not enough to have investigators. Can we please invest in interrupting it before it happens? Not a single family of a victim of the Tree of Life shooting feels better that someone was punished. They'd rather have their brother back.
Thank you so much. I yield back.